140, you know, and they left him alone, and he won here last time, went up to 140, and Jeremy rang me yesterday morning and said, look, we're thinking of claiming off him. And, you know, obviously I didn't want to lose the ride on him, but I didn't say anything because if it was the right thing to do, you know, I like the horse, and I wouldn't want to hinder him if he wasn't able to win today. And thankfully he didn't, because he's won well in the end anyway. So, but he's due to go up £2 this morning because the second horse here last meeting ran second at Ascot. So, you know, he's £2. He was effectively £2 well in today. So hopefully, you know, hopefully he won't hammer him. But
this will push him into the, you know, certainly mid to high 140s now. Jeremy's placed him, and this is not to say anything away from the horse at all, but Jeremy's placed him beautifully, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. You know, he won at Huntingdon a 25-grand race, and I thought he was mad going there myself, and he went and he won well, and, you know, it's all credit to Jeremy and Camilla. They've found races for him, and he is a good horse, and he's always been under the radar, which is probably the fact that Jeremy trains him. You know, if he was with Nicky Henderson or Philip Hobbs or Pipe or Nichols, you know, he could be 150 by now already. But not saying that he is a 150 horse, but, you know, he has been well placed.
Is he the sort of horse that might, I suppose they might keep him going well into the spring, some of those nicer prizes later on? I know he's not, because he hasn't run in many massive races. I'm sure he's run in a Ladbroke at least once, but generally he picks and chooses.
Yeah, he ran in a Ladbroke, and he ran in a big handicap at Haydock last year, but he was always very keen, and, you know, he never really saw his races out over. He barely got 2 mile, and I think now he's starting to switch off in front. He is seeing his races out well, and, you know, you could run him in. I think he's better on better ground. I know he's won on heavy, but I do think he's a much happier horse on faster ground, so I'm sure he will keep going. How long, I don't know, whether, because obviously he owes nobody nothing now. He could do with a break at some point, but I'm sure he'll carry on for a little bit.
And having such a good rapport with the horse, I mean, how important is it? You know when to ask him, when not to. You're as one over all the obstacles.
Yeah, I think that's why Jeremy was sort of keen to keep me on board today. You know, Jeremy and the owner had a long conversation, and obviously I'm the only one that's ridden him over hurdles, so Jeremy was quite keen. Like, you know, he won last time out. If he got stuffed last time out, you probably would have claimed off him. So don't fix what isn't broke, and I'm sure he will get claimed off eventually, but while he's winning, there's probably no reason to.
Well, really enjoying watching him keep winning. That's, what is it, 8 from 16, 8 from 17, whatever it is, it's some strike right now.
Yeah, it's brilliant, and, you know, it's credit to the team and Jeremy at home. They keep him fresh and well. Like, he had a bit of a buck on the way to the start, and it's, you know, it's nothing to do. I got the fun part by riding him. You know, they do the work at home, and it's credit to them guys.
Well done, Matt. Thanks for chatting.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, well done to Matt Griffiths at Taunton. We're turning our attentions to Wetherby. There's a jockey change here. Conor O'Farrell rides number 5, Dolce Parnham. 11 run in this race. The Follow At Racing UK on Twitter handicap hurdle. 2 miles, 3.5 furlongs is the trip. And here is how they bet. Along Came Theo is the 9-4 favourite. From Northern Girl at 9-2, 7-1 Alfred and Nobel, 8-1 Dolce Parnham. Just to alert you to a move at prices, Cully Mack is 25-1 from 50-1, so halved in price at big prices. Andrew Wilson's runner, whose form figures in his last 4 starts read PP00. £7 wrong at the weights as well. Hard to see it, but someone is seeing it. Along Came Theo, the favourite, though, for Andrew Crook and Brian. He's second on his last 2 starts, John.
And up £9 for those 2 narrow defeats in similar conditions that we have here today. And the second here on Boxing Day was a decent enough effort. Kept punching from some way from home. Really game effort and defeat. Only just touched off close home. This isn't any stronger a contest, really. So there's no reason why Along Came Theo shouldn't figure, because it's not a strong race at all.
What about the others? Northern Girl for Phil Kirby and Adam Nicol, third last time out.
Well, Northern Girl is likely raced and can do better, you would have thought. Has to prove the triple suit, but is a likely raced horse in the field, and there's a chance that the mare can do a bit more. But it's probably sums up the weakness of the race that she's been well supported as 9-2 second favourite, ahead of Dolce Parnham, third in with a jockey change, and that one hasn't built on the promise of a Carlisle run in November, which was, at the time, looks an okay effort, but just really hasn't gone forward from that. And we've got 8-1 Alfred and Nobel, another one today, having first run after a wind operation. Did win here a year ago in a juvenile hurdle, but that was a really weak contest and hasn't really gone from there at all. But at least the handicapper is now playing his part and has dropped to more realistic sort of mark, and the yard are doing well. As we mentioned, Mickey Hammond already a winner in a second so far today.
Yeah, can you see why Cully Mack's being back, John? At huge
Very
prices?
hard. I mean, if they're going for a punt, they found the right sort of weak race, but on form to date, very hard to give it a chance.
We are at post time. Runners are making their way out onto the course. Along came Theo, the market leader for the 405, which is race 5 of a 7-race programme at Wetherby. Started on his rostrum. Here's Gareth.
So the runners trackside, taking a turn and about to come forward. Good luck. They're off. Racing for the follow at racing_UK on Twitter handicap hurdle event, and they race to the first of 11 flights on this near 2.5 mile journey, with My Brown Eyed Girl hopping over the first in front, all safely across it. The second place is held by Pookie Pecan, and then over towards the inside in the orange jacket, Star of Namibia. Parked out a bit wider, along came Theo in the purple with the pink stars as they came over number 2. A little bit wider out on the track to find Cully Mack in the black and light blue silks, racing in company with All Fred and Nobel. More inside of those Cowslip, and working back then to Fiddler's Flight. With over towards the inside, Here Comes Nelson. That one followed a further 2 back by Dolce Panem, with on the outside Northern Girl in the dark blue and yellow colours, as the field now exit the back straight for the first time. And with a clear advantage, it is My Brown Eyed Girl under James Corbett. My Brown Eyed Girl, who's blinkered for the first time today. And on the run back towards us must be all of 10 lengths in front. From in second place, Pookie Pecan, as they now race on it. Over towards the inside of Pookie Pecan is Star of Namibia. Then a little wider out to find Along Came Theo, who races in company with All Fred and Nobel, and wider out, far left of frame, Cully Mack. So My Brown Eyed Girl now coming towards the first in the home straight, flights at 3, 4 and 5 along here. My Brown Eyed Girl with a slightly reduced advantage over Pookie Pecan. Reminders at the back of the field already for Here Comes Nelson. Callum Bewley crouching a little lower in the saddle as My Brown Eyed Girl is only 2 lengths away from the pursuing party over the next flight, at which there wasn't a great jump put in from All Fred and Nobel, but got away with it. Quickly now onto the flight, which will be the last next time. My Brown Eyed Girl over Pookie Pecan. Cowslip in white and blue colours improving, despite not getting all that high at the next flight. And Star of Namibia up along the rails. Wider out to Cully Mack, and then 2 lengths off that one to Along Came Theo, who's had a nice run throughout. All Fred and Nobel is parked out deeper. A length and a half away then to Dolce Panem from Northern Girl, Fiddler's Flight. And off the bridle in last place is Here Comes Nelson. Heading away from us now, and it is My Brown Eyed Girl leading a field stretched out by around about 15 lengths, but it's slightly exaggerated as Here Comes Nelson is a good 6 or 7 off of the second last runner. So heading out towards the back straight, flights at 6, 7 and 8 coming up along the next part, and My Brown Eyed Girl continuing to pace set. Fair enough tempo as well in the rather testing conditions here today over Cully Mack, who momentarily nosed up into second place. Pookie Pecan is along that one's inside, and then along came Theo under Brian Hughes in the purple and pink jacket, moving well. Up along the inside next is Star of Namibia, who races narrowly in front of Cowslip as they cross the first flight going down the back. Then Fiddler's Flight is now making a spot of forward progress ahead of Dolce Panem. Further down the pack then to find Northern Girl. Freddo Nobel has rather lost his pitch, and at the rear end of the field, Here Comes Nelson has been pulled up. Coming to the 7th flight, My Brown Eyed Girl over it a little faster than Cully Mack. A mistake in rear there from All Freddo Nobel, who is struggling pretty badly now as they approach the 4th flight from the end. Still a long way from home. My Brown Eyed Girl up and over to clear, more fluent than Pookie Pecan. Cully Mack is up into a dispute of second position, with on the outside Along Came Theo, who still moves powerfully. In behind runners then is Dolce Panem, the red star on the white cap, beginning to catch the eye, making progress. Northern Girl is over to the inside, another to have been fairly quietly ridden by Adam Nicol, but now beginning to make inroads on the leading few. 2.5 lengths away then to Star of Namibia, who is working hard. A similar gap back to Fiddler's Flight, 4 away to Alfredo Nobel, and Cowslip, who was prominent a few furlongs back, but not anymore, as they race on into the home straight. Half a mile left to travel, 3 more to get across. And a bold performance here from one of the rank outsiders, My Brown-Eyed Girl, but is she there to be shot at? Second place along came Theo. Northern Girl is coming into it really nicely in the dark blue and yellow. Wider out to Dolce Panem, who also looks set to play a part. Then Pookie Pecan, who's hanging on in there back in 5th place. And this quintet are now well clear. They're at the 3rd flight from home, and a change of leadership. My Brown-Eyed Girl now dropping back. Northern Girl has moved through to take it up. From on the outside in 2nd place along came Theo. Down at the back end of the field there, Cully Mack. Look to be struggling, but they're up and over 2 out, and Northern Girl is the leader. Dolce Panem on the far side now moves through into 2nd. 1 pace back in 3rd is Along Came Theo, but it's Northern Girl under Adam Nicol leading them down towards the final flight, still going well. Oh, a little bit gassy at the last and goes! Down at the last is Northern Girl and brings down Dolce Panem, who was left in front. Drama at the final flight, it's been left for Along Came Theo, who's around about 5 or 6 lengths away from Pookie Pecan in 2nd place. The leader's very tired, and Pookie Pecan is running home really strongly to the near side. Tying up is Along Came Theo, and he's going to get grabbed by Pookie Pecan for the most unlikeliest of successes. Pookie Pecan under Sam Coulthard beats Along Came Theo, with back in 3rd My Brown-Eyed Girl, a break to Alfredo Nobel, and Cowslip in one of the most dramatic races of the season.
I can't quite believe what I've seen. I mean, there have been a number of dramatic finishes to races in all of our lifetime, but I think you'd struggle to find a more dramatic finish than this. Look at this, right, in front of this stage, Northern Girl makes a bad mistake at the last, comes down. Dolce Panem, no chance of staying up, and so unlucky under Conor O'Farrell. Walks into the loose horse. It leaves the favourite Along Came Theo out in front, but coming late and fast to win is Pookie. Well, probably not coming that fast, in truth, to be honest, but coming late is Pookie Pecan under Sam Coulthard to record the most surprising of victories. Cannot quite believe that, John.
Absolutely mental, that was.
The good news is that the jockeys are up and okay. Very disappointing for both of them. We'll give you news on Cully Mack, who took a fall earlier in the straight, but I know that horses hit 1,000 to 1 in running. I don't think there would have been many backers at $1 million to 1 in running on Pookie Pecan with a hurdle to go. A drama of the highest order at Wetherby. Let's see what's going to happen at Taunton. The 4:15 is up next. What have we just seen? Calco de Loge, the 9-2 favourite for this race. Triple Chief 5-1, 6-1, and bigger the rest. I hope, David, for your sake, this is less dramatic.
I've seen it, still don't believe it though. Ollie, what we just witnessed there at Wetherby, quite extraordinary stuff. 2 minutes to post time here. Calco de Loge is favourite, Jonathan, at 9-2. He's pulled up both runs last month.
Yes, where do you start with a race like this? He did look quite a progressive hurdler, but I've no idea what's gone wrong, but something's got to be favourite, and he's the top weight.
You look through these, Exmoor missed 5 poor runs in 2 years. Cheek Piece has tried. Can I Call You Back's not won since July 2016. Bit better at Leicester last time. Lillington's been beaten a long way the last twice. There's JO Time. You can go through them. Something's going to win.
I know. So Triple Chief is generally consistent and has won round at the court.